go to hell.
Watch them grow, perceive, devote. This is the seed, light the show. Watch them grow.
This month is a great month to make your mental health and your own personal emotional healing a priority. And for some, this may mean finally deciding to start seeing a therapist. And for this reason, I've partnered with BetterHelp to assist you guys in finding a therapist that's right for you. With all of the chaos, confusion, and uncertainty going on in the world right now, coupled with our own personal daily struggles, now is definitely a great time to talk to someone who can not just be a listening ear, but can also help you with the what, the hows, and the whys that you're experiencing what you're experiencing. So if you or someone you know and love is going through something right now and feels the need for a little more help, I stress that you guys take advantage of this resource. Hello, Virgo. Welcome to your July reading. I am Princess India. If you are new and if you are family, welcome back. Welcome back, my friend. You know what I'm saying? So anywho, in this vicinity, you should see me shuffling your cards that are on my desk at present. But so that I don't take up too much of your time, we're going to go ahead and jump right in. You know what I'm saying? So anywho, your overall energy, Virgo, we have all paths lead home, and it says inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. So what this tells me, Virgos, is that the month of July, it may not necessarily be a solitary month for you per se, because in order for you to go within, you don't necessarily have to be alone. You can do it anywhere, you know what I'm saying? With anyone. Well, probably not with anyone. It's going to be a little difficult. There's people talking to you. But not saying that you're going to have a month where you're not engaging with people, but more or less in the context of this being the theme for everything that you guys experience this month. So the goal, in so many words, of this month is for you guys to step into your power, to step into your inner authority, meaning your heart space, in so many words, the seat of your soul. And the only way to access that is going within. And it's also something that contributes to the clarity of your intuition, which I just see kind of glazing over you guys cards that that could potentially be a problem for you all, feeling a little blocked or unclear, if you will. But the most important thing with this as well is knowing that every challenge you guys face this month, or every experience, conflict, what have you, all of those are, I don't want to necessarily say placed, but whatever you encounter this month is there for the sole purpose of instigating you guys, if you will, to turn within. Now, I said in the empath reading, if you guys saw that over on Serena Healer's channel, I spoke about shadow aspects for this month for people who identify as empaths. That shadow aspects of this month were intricately related to Mars going into Aries. I believe that happened yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. You know, I'm recording this in June, but it happened yesterday. And with that is the potential for a lot of conflicts and you flashing out, being triggered, and a myriad of other things. But I say that to say that what would behoove you guys in the month of July is keeping that in mind. So whenever you find yourself getting frustrated, aggravated, triggered in any way, as opposed to, you know, reacting or lashing out, to make the decision to turn and go within, in so many words. So anywho, getting into you guys' cards, the central energy you have for July is the Ten of Swords in the reverse. This is challenged by the Star card. Your past influence leaving out of June, coming into July, is the Eight of Wands and the Nine of Wands. So the Eight of Wands. That's a block card. Anyway, Nine of Wands in the reverse. Your below energy is the Moon. Your above energy is the Ace of Wands in the reverse. And going forward from July into August, you guys have the Six of Pentacles. And at the bottom of your deck, y'all don't judge me because it's still Mercury retrograde in my mouth, and Mercury retrograde don't like go together. So I'm gonna be saying stuff buku wrong. What's under your deck is the Nine of Swords. So looking at this, and I'm taking a deep breath, Virgo, just because this is kind of, I don't even want to say it's heavy per se. It's weighty, but yeah, it's heavy. I'm just gonna be honest. It's heavy. It's not anything that you should be fearful of or anything. It's just, it's burdensome, if you will, energetically speaking. But the first thing I want to start with is this Nine of Wands in the reverse coming out of June and going into July. And even taking into account the cards at the bottom of your deck too. Both of these cards speak of paranoia. So it's a lack of trust for yourself, a lack of trust for other people, more or less waiting for the other shoe to drop. So it's kind of coming into July, not in, I don't want to say not in your best spirits either. It's because it feels more like an undercurrent energy to me. It's almost like it's just being irritated and you got a whole lot of intrusive thoughts going on. But the main central thing that's important to this is it's a lack of trust for people, for self, and looking into the future. It's a great deal of reluctance that's tied to this card looking forward. So I can't necessarily say, and I mean, this of course would only be for Virgos that resonate with this, but it's just feeling kind of off balance and off kilter, as well as being unsure about the future. So this could be future as far reaching as meaning your life in general, or just this month. I kind of get the vibe. It's like in June, you guys went through a lot, and there's an essence of being battle weary here, but this extends farther than just June. I mean, 2020 within itself, like the last 6 months for Virgos can have been a very, very trying time for you guys, whether that's from collective things or it's personal things, but it's having this sense that you guys are coming into the month of July on your last leg and battle weary, man. But I feel there's a lack of clarity with this Ace of Wands, right? It's like if I were to say this, because I want to personify it in the sense of if I were to pull one Virgo person out of the collective and align this with what I'm feeling, it would be almost coming into July, like what else could possibly go wrong, right? If you heard a message of positivity or new beginnings and all of these great things happening, it's almost like a pessimism, and it's being on guard and ready for yet something else to go wrong, or for another rug to be pulled from under you, in so many words. So pessimism would more or less be the term for what it is that I'm seeing here vibrationally. Now, if I pull again from you guys' overall energy and how I said different challenges you guys face in the month of July and how those are leading you back within, I would say coming into the month, whatever it is that you guys have endured, and we'll just stick with June, whatever you guys have endured in June, and when you hear this message, everything that has kind of gotten you guys to this point, when you hear this, this would be a call you would want to heed with this card. It's more or less, these things have been wake-up calls, like Spirit saying, hey, you know what I mean? It's kind of time to go within yourself. It's time to look at this from a different perspective. If you're unclear about how to move forward, and this kind of feels undefinable to me, Virgo, it feels almost like the mindset you guys would be in is being uncomfortable or unhappy or in unrest, or, like I said, paranoid, where you guys are in your life right now. And it's wanting to get out of this, but not seeing at all how to get out. And I say that in not just strategically, it's almost like being lost. You know what I mean? It's like, if you try to think even to tomorrow, how I'm seeing this is that heavy of a block to where you literally can't see, let alone someone asking you like a 5-year plan or something like that. It's like you can barely even foresee until tomorrow. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to survive today is the vibe that I get. But it's very, very heavy, dude. It's very, very heavy. And this is very much tied to inner world, man. So it could very well be that people in your life or people who are around you have no idea that you guys are even dealing with this or struggling with this. But if you've had trouble sleeping, if you've been having really, really crazy dreams, like stuff that's just been coming up, or just paranoia is the only word I could really use, Virgo, because I could think of a myriad of different adjectives to describe what I'm seeing, but it really feels like hypervigilance almost. It's pessimism, like expecting the worst to come out of a situation. It's feeling trapped. It's feeling the lack of foresight. It's very much like a trapped kind of energy. And it's almost like being boxed in and inescapable, whether it's in your sleep, whether you're awake, you're with people, or you're not with people. You know what I mean? It's almost like being backed into a corner. But I say all of this to say that there is a solution to all of this. When we look at this Ten of Swords here, a part of this has a lot to do with something that's transpired past tense, right? And for some of you guys, this may be something like a climactic event, if you will, meaning like something you guys saw coming. And an example of this would be, say hypothetically you were in a relationship and things have been bad and you guys have been distant for some time, but no one has officially said, okay, we're broken up type of deal. This is hypothetical, not saying that this is going to happen, but it's this vibration. The only way I would see this being something where this is like an ending in the month of July is leading up into this, you knew this was coming. Another thing, and this comes up a lot, it's like if you didn't pay your car note for the last 3 months and you know that they're about to come take your car type of deal. Or you know you didn't pay your mortgage for, I don't know, 6 months or something like that, and you know that your house is going into foreclosure type of deal. And this happens this month, but it wouldn't be a shock because it's something that you already knew was going to happen, right? Now, another thing with this, yeah, most definitely. You guys too fall into this category of people where the 5th of July is very important. Between the 4th and the 5th of July, depending on where you are, there's a full moon lunar eclipse on the 5th. And that this full moon is linked to December of 2019. So it's more or less whatever occurred then, what occurred then, what decision you made then, or what you started then, that isn't necessarily in alignment for your highest good. This is more or less something that's being eclipsed out. That's why I say it's like this is something that's been going on for some time. And I think it's been pretty clear since then that this needed to go, because I get this sense too that whatever this is, whether it's a person, job, situation, circumstance, whatever the case may be, I feel a lot of you guys block is because of this, because this thing has acted as like a barrier to you guys being where it is that you desire to be or want to be. It's like a hindrance almost. But we're talking about this thing being eclipsed out of you guys' lives, you know, but it's not something that you didn't see coming, you know. And I think a lot of why you guys are having trouble seeing forward is because it's almost as if once this energy is removed, that block is removed and you're able to receive new energy and get a new perspective, if you will, or this somehow preventing you from going within. Because if this is something where, I don't want to say being in danger, but if you're dealing with something that's forcing you to be in a position of hypervigilance where you're always having to defend yourself, you inadvertently shut your heart down because you're in hypervigilance. So it is difficult to kind of tap into your emotional space, if you will. But the most important thing with this is you guys' challenge card being the star card here. Because with this Ace of Wands in the reverse and the moon being in you guys' underlying energy, what this is telling me, Virgo, is the solution to your problem, much like I said in your overall energy, is to descend in order to ascend, right? Now, what I mean by that is, in order to get the clarity that you seek, it's going to require you guys to dive deep, subconsciously speaking, and really facing the root of what this is, you know, whatever it is that you're not letting go of. Because for those of you where this ending is more related to a past tense thing, like something that's been happened, it's a refusal to let it go. It's almost like dragging something out. You know what I mean? And, you know, for a myriad of different reasons, but it's dragging something out way past its expiration date, and it's something that needs to be released, because at this point it's kind of like beating a dead horse, right? And that's where all of this energy of anxiety and paranoia and all of that is coming from. It's putting you guys into a state of unrest. And even with this too, with the star being the challenge, it's almost like, and this may sound hella dramatic, but it's like losing faith in yourself or losing faith in humanity, people, you know what I mean? And things getting better. But all of this stuff is coming up because it's giving you an opportunity to do a deep inner cleansing and purge, right? The theme of everyone's reading in the month of July has been all about the same vibration as the star card. It's about aligning with your higher self, coming in tune with your authenticity and no longer identifying with your ego, aka wounded self. You know what I mean? It's aligning with your true identity. So everyone has the same kind of situation where they're being backed into a corner and being forced to face, like, they're Judas in the mirror, I call it. You know what I mean? Realizing in what ways we can ourselves be our own worst enemy. But going back to what I was saying and why I said go to hell, right? And you guys reading is more or less looking at this in the sense of descending to ascend. Descending means diving deep into your subconscious, going within, right? So that you guys can see the root of why this paranoia, worry, anxiety, insomnia is bubbling to the top, right? Because I always say when it comes to feelings, like emotions, when we deal with anxiety, when we're dealing with hypervigilance, these things are symptoms of the deeper problem. It's not the problem. So if you're feeling anxious, the solution to it isn't, you know, let me just not feel anxious. Let me try to not feel anxious, because the anxiety isn't the actual problem, right? There's something much deeper. And if I were to say something literally therapeutic here, the root of anxiety is a fear of the future, right? If we go deeper into that, anxiety is a fear of the future, usually intricately related to a person fearing something that occurred in the past, reoccurring in the future. And the apprehension, waiting for future to come, makes one anxious because you want to protect yourself against something, but you don't know how to protect yourself because you don't know how, where, when this thing that happened back there is going to happen up here. You know what I mean? So you're kind of in this duress where you're panicked and you're worried and you don't know what to do. And like, you're just kind of all over the place, right? So the key is to get to the root, right? That's why your overall energy is saying to go within. It's getting to the root of the anxiety, the worry, or whatever it is you guys are coping with this month. So you can get to the root of it, you can uproot that, and that's what's going to clear your vision going forward. That's what's going to calm your mind. That's what's going to give you insight into what you guys need to do moving forward, or how you get to where it is that you want to do moving forward, right? Now, with moving forward, with the Six of Pentacles, leaving out of July, going into August, the reason for this is I feel you guys have something, and this is where it kind of gets into calling and purpose and things of the sort. I feel you guys have something of value to give to other people. So I feel whether it's this experience this month or it's your whole life culminating up to this point, there's a very valuable lesson that Virgos have the opportunity to walk away with this July. And it's you being in a position to where you can help other people who are, future tense, in the situation that will be or are in the situation that you guys have been up to this point. So it's more or less a valuable lesson, if you will, of how to deal with anxiety, or how to get over a breakup, or how to bounce back after XYZ. You know what I mean? It's you guys having something you can contribute to other people. And I really feel this has a great deal to do with, calling or mission or whatever it is you guys are into. Because one of my main beliefs about all of our lives is that everything it is that we go through in our life, like every challenge we have that we overcome, I believe that it's a blueprint for someone else's deliverance. You know what I mean? Because you know firsthand what works, what doesn't work, and what worked for you. That's why it's so important when we're going through tough things in life to face our problems, because it ends up becoming a gift that keeps on giving. You know what I mean? And you can help another person that you probably don't even know now. You can help another person out of the tragedy or turmoil or obstacles of their life. And, I feel like that's awesome. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, but I feel like you guys will have something to give. And another thing I could say with this too is if it's not that, we're just talking about you guys going forward in a state of balance. Because I feel now you guys are very blocked and you're not feeding into yourself. A lot of your energy is being siphoned out of you because it's being fed into a lot of low vibrational energy sucker type of things, and it's not feeding back into you. And most certainly that's the space that you want to exist in, because that's the space that behooves you. But I really feel that this month for you guys is it's almost like a phoenix rising from the ashes kind of energy, if you will. It's giving you an opportunity to be reborn into a grander version of yourself, and to restore your faith in yourself and your life and people and spirit, whatever it is. But this is a very transformational month for you guys, Virgo. But that is your reading for July, my friends. I'm going over to Vimeo, my website, Patreon, and YouTube members to do your extended. So if you're about that life, follow me over there. If not, I still love your freaking face, and I will see you guys sooner than later. Deuces.